Hello, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. I'm just getting the chat to pop out so I can have it up while I talk with you. And we are doing this live the day before the Virgo full moon. Very powerful. So, hi, Annabelle. That's all right. You're a bit early. I am too. I'm a minute early. I'm a Virgo. I can't be late. It's the way it is, isn't it? Okay. So you're glad I'm doing this. Good. I'm glad. It's full moon in Virgo and you're a Virgo. Yeah, me too. Feeling really washed out all at sea. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. MVW, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this live chat. Got yourself a coffee? I've just had one, so I've got water now. Hello, Melissa. Hi. So we just wait for some people to jump on, and do feel free to ask questions. This isn't readings. I'm not doing readings tonight. I'm doing 2 of them tomorrow. I'm doing an hour show. I think it's at 12 and another one at 7 UK time. Bernadette, hello. Eileen, hello. V. Brock, hello. Virgo rising too. Are you okay? All right. So yeah, we've got this Virgo full moon tomorrow. It is in the UK. I think it's today in Australia. But for all of us in Europe and America and Canada, we've got it tomorrow. Lisa Grassi, hello. Kathleen, hello. So have you got yourself coffees, teas? Have you got yourself a drink? If you're in the evening and you want a glass of wine, it's a Friday night for you. I'm going to be having a drink later, but not while I'm working. I've got a bottle of bubbly in the fridge to celebrate some good news today. So, Bosco, hello there. Hi, Isa, hello. So, everybody, how are you doing? Annabelle saying, how is everybody doing? I'm just checking my sound. It's going red, which means it's a bit loud. So I've just turned it down. Let me know if that's okay and you can still hear me okay and it's not too quiet and not too loud. So today we're going to be talking about anything spiritual that you want to talk about. Energy, spirituality, law of attraction, subconscious, because our internal universe is our subconscious and how we are affected. We've also got this full moon and how the full moon affects you. If you've got questions, fire away. And if I haven't got them, my team probably have. So we're just connecting in now. I want you all to do it. Actually, I usually connect in before I go live, and I haven't. I'm always sort of connected anyway. But let's actually, hello Angela in Munich. Love to you too. Let's all connect in together because it will create a beautiful energy for us all. So the way I connect, you do it what works for you. But I always put my dominant hand on my heart. And I close my eyes and take a few deep breaths. When I'm breathing, when I'm connecting, I breathe really deeply and quite loudly. And when I'm breathing out, I breathe out as if I'm blowing out a candle very softly. Okay? And that just helps me to clear and cleanse my energy, ready for that connection to come through. Okay? So Mother, Father, God, Creator, I am connecting in now to my divine I am presence, the divinity within, God, Goddess, all that is within and around me. I am calling upon the mighty divine intelligence within me to come forth. There we go, thank you. And within that energy of divine intelligence and the I am presence within me, I am calling upon my angelic team and spiritual team and higher beings of light, the highest beings of light available to me today. I'm telling you that, I'm saying this out loud so you can see what I do, because you may want to do the same or not, and that's okay. The beings of light that you can connect to will change depending on your own vibration. All right, so I'm in a really good mood right now. Okay, so I've got a really high vibration. So I can connect to higher vibrational beings today than I could have yesterday when I was very anxious and my vibration was lower. So we can connect to the higher levels when we're higher. Okay, So I've got my team here. I work with the 4 key archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael and Uriel, and my own personal angels and higher beings of light as well. Okay, so let's feel into your questions. I've got by here, which is why I'm looking over here, okay? So V Brock, the ascension energies got strong again. They have. They've been quite low because they've been going through transition. When we go through transition, we don't like change. The universe doesn't like it either. If you think about a birth is a wonderful, wondrous occasion, but it's uncomfortable, to say the least, for both mother and child to be pushed out of that birth canal, okay? But once it comes out, you forget all about the pain because there's this wonderful new life. That's the ascension. We're going through the birthing process, and it's been uncomfortable since the 22nd of December. And we feel that energy coming to an end this week. And the Virgo full moon tomorrow is that completion of that very intense birth canal, uncomfortable energy that has brought up a lot of triggers for people. Old anxieties, old insecurities, old angers, trigger. And it's really tested us to manage our emotional reactions to those triggers, okay, as best we can. So let's see some of your questions. Annabelle's asking, how do you raise your vibrations when everyone is cross and having a go at you? Yeah, great question. For questioning lockdown, vaccines, etc. I've fallen out with a very dear old friend and it's upset me. Okay. All right, so for the last couple of years, well, actually more than that, if I want to go back to 2016, they're telling me when in the UK we had Brexit and we had family against family and town against town, the pros, those that were for it, those who were against it, and this, okay, and now we're going through the same thing, pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, and pro-lockdown, anti-lockdown, this duality. So your question is, how do you handle it? How do you keep your vibration high? So really it's about letting go of attachment to your opinion. Not easy. I've got very strong views on this particular subject, which I'm not going to share because of the censorship, and I don't want my channel getting shut down. But the way I handle it when I'm talking to people who I vehemently disagree with their view on things is I say to myself, they believe what they believe because of what they've been exposed to, and that is their truth. And even though I don't agree with it, I can try to respect their truth, respect their opinion. I have a similar thing with a member of my own family. She hung up on me the other day when I said something about this situation. She was so cross. Okay, it's really about, can we be compassionate that other people are allowed their own opinions? All right, now just feel into that sentence. Other people are allowed their own opinions, okay? Now, you guys in the States have had a similar thing that we've had with Brexit, you have with your politics and Trump and Biden and all the rest of it. It's like, right, it just creates division. And the division will lower the vibration. And because what's happening is I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. Battle, low vibration. So instead, let's say you are right in your truth and in your opinion of what you feel to be true. Who am I to tell you what to believe? And who am I to tell you that my belief is better than your belief, or I'm correct and you're incorrect? This is where we get that battle. So the way we keep our vibration high is to say, let's let go of their truth. All right, let's allow them to have their truth, and I'm allowed mine. And I'm going to hold my truth, which feels right for me, and I'm going to stay with that, but I'm going to allow other people to disagree with me. And I'm not going to get into a battle with them and try and convince them, but, right? As soon as we start doing that, we're in battleground. I don't want battleground. So when I hear somebody with an opposing view, I just say, I completely understand why you believe that. And then I change the subject. Okay, because what's the point? They're not going to believe what I believe, and I'm not going to believe what they believe. So let's just agree to differ. So it's about allowing allowing you to be who you are and allowing them to be who they are, whatever their opposing beliefs are. And that's the way you keep your vibration high. Okay? All right. Does that answer your question, Annabelle? All right. Hello, Fiona in Hastings, New Zealand. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And Annabelle, my energy's very lovely. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been an anxious, fraught 3 weeks. It's felt like 3 months. But those of you that know I'm buying my first house, it all went horribly wrong 3 weeks ago, and appeals went in and all sorts of things. And then that was a no, lost that. And I just tuned into any blocks that I had that might be in the way. And then I cleared them. And then I was guided where to go to make it turn around. And I've been waiting ever since for a decision on, can we actually make it turn around? And about 5 hours ago, I got the decision. Yes, we're good to go. We're going ahead. Okay. I knew we were anyway, but until you hear it, it's like, you just don't know. All right. So, hello, Marcelo. Is it Marcelo or Marcello? I'm not sure how you put. Please forgive my pronunciation. Hello in Brazil. Bosco, indeed. OMG. Indeed what, OMG, my lovely? Indeed what, Bosco? Do tell. Channel M. Hello. Lisa, thank goodness it's coming to an end. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, this really, we don't move into ascension in 5 minutes. It's like you don't have a baby in 5 minutes. You've got 9 months of pregnancy and then you've got hours and hours of labour. Now, if you just kind of multiply that by 1,000 kind of thing, that's what's going on with the ascension. I believe, all right, and this is personal belief here, I believe that this process started in the 60s. Right, and I look at the energy of the 60s when everybody was burning their bra and free this and free that and women's rights and everything was coming to a head. All the repression and suppression and control was being smashed open. And yes, it had a long way to go and we're not there yet, 60 years later. But we can look back with the benefit of hindsight and say this is when that whole flower power, hippie love and light began. And we're still on that process. But, there was some big pointers along the way. Pointers is not the right word. What's the right word, please? Yeah, markers of shifting up the vibration. So 2000 was a big one. 2011 was a big one. 2012 was a big one. And 2019 was a big one. Then 2020 has been where everything's come to a head in the birth canal. And now we're kind of coming through that last push, all right? So are we going to be the other side of ascension, the other side of this full moon? No, it's still a process that's ongoing. But I believe we're through the worst of it. And because I'm moving, and even though I still didn't have a confirmed mortgage last week and this week, I acted as if. All right, now we're on to the law of attraction. Act as if. I acted as if it's happening. So I've recorded already all of your April's readings, all of the weekly readings, the rest of March and the rest of April, because I don't know when I move in and I'll be taking some time off and I want to make sure you've got all the guidance that you need, and it frees me to the end of April to focus on my clients and my move. So I've done that. So I can tell you that the energy that from the weekly readings that are done till the end of April, each week is getting better and better and stronger and stronger and stronger. So just hold the faith, okay? Let me look at some of your comments. Okie dokie. And any questions, please fire away, okay? Sky McKay, hello there. I constantly see triple, quadruple digits to the point where I had to start noting them. Do they have a separate or collective meaning? They have an individual meaning for you, okay? So when you put numbers together, 111, 333, 444, whatever, then it's a message from the universe that is a very strong message, particularly for you, all right? It's an individual guidance message. So if you look up at the clock and it's 2:20, it's 20, I get it all the time, 22:22. I look at the clock and I notice 22:22. So there's 4 2s. Now, to see that once, I'm on my way to bed, 20 past 10 at night. What's the surprise there? But I notice it 3-4 nights running when I'm doing something else and I just suddenly look at the clock exactly at that time. It's a message there. So what you can do, because you don't need to learn everything, I love Dr. Google. You just what do 222s mean? All right, so you just look it up. There's angel number meanings, there's numerical, numerological meanings, okay? So they're slightly different, but they're on the same part. So basically, ones are all about leadership and taking charge and taking control. And so if you see 1111, then you'll be asked to step into your mastery and your leadership and your directorship and go and direct your own life and stop waiting for other people to direct you, is a message there. If you're looking at 444s, fours are about foundations. So we're trying to get our foundations right. So that could be money, home, job, getting the foundations right. So, you can look up the other numbers, all right, and they'll tell you what they're all about, all right? So I hope that helps. Classic Design Boutique, hello. And you're very welcome, Sky McKay, you're very welcome. Winston, hello, sweetheart, how are you? Having a hard time with school? Okay. I'm not doing any readings. I'm not doing any kind of tuning into any of you. I'm answering spiritual questions today, okay? But whether you're having a hard time with anything, the way that we manage it is to, first of all, let go and let God, okay? I'm struggling with this. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for giving me the guidance or the strength or the patience. Thank you for giving me hope if I'm feeling hopeless and I'm losing hope. So we just keep stepping back and into that space. It's the way I've handled the last 3 weeks. Just keep stepping back and saying, are we okay? Is this still going to be okay? And I keep getting yes. And okay. All right, then I need to acknowledge the anxiety, let it come up, let it come out, and free it. And some days I've been really good with it, and other days I'm like, leave me alone. Because we're human. All right. And it's like, okay, if we look at the bigger picture and say, okay, let's say out of 20 days I had 4 or 5 bad days. Let's say 5 out of 20 is a quarter. That means that 3/4 of the time I'm managing it really well. Tick, go me, pat on the back. It means a quarter of the time I'm not managing it so well. But if I then compare that with, say, 10 years ago, it would have been the other way around. All right, I'd have been a mess 75% and coping for 20%. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so 75, it would have been 80 and 20, but do you get the point, right? It's not about, we can focus our attention on how dare you have a bad day, you're pathetic, right? Or we can say, well, you've only had a few days when you could have had loads, and actually you've managed the rest of them really well. So don't worry about those few days you haven't managed so well. Focus on the days you have. That's the way we raise our vibration, okay? All righty. Let's see what other questions you have. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Bosco, my company closed. My dad just died. Oh, bless you. My new business is not working. Looking forward to a better vibration. Okay. So what we've got here, your company has closed. That means that it was finished and it needed to go. You've started a new company. It's not doing so well at the moment, but nothing new generally takes off straight away. It needs some time and effort, and it needs some love, and it needs some faith. All right. And it will grow. And your dad passing on, and I am sorry for your loss, but again, it was his time. It was his time to go. We have an issue with change. We were saying this right at the beginning of this chat. We don't like it, it's uncomfortable, but change is inevitable. And the more we can go with the flow and accept change, the easier life is. The easier life is. And I know with grief it's hard. It's really hard to let go of that loved one, but we've got to hold the faith that it was their time, and that they still love us. They're still there. Love is eternal. The body's gone, but the love is there. And it's holding that faith, because things will move forward into the positive if we hold the positive vibration. All right. Now, this is law of attraction stuff. It doesn't matter how positive or negative something could be on the outside. It's about us. It's not about the outside. It's about us. All right. So like when everything went wrong for me with my buying my house, I could have blamed the solicitors and the estate agents and the mortgage people and everybody else. But I brought the attention and said, okay, clearly there's some block in me. I'm not quite ready for this house, or it would be flowing. So what is my block? Found the block, cleared it, and then stepped back into faith. Okay, we will find a solution. And we have, and we're good, and it's going ahead. So whether it's that your job has gone or somebody's passed on or a relationship has broken down and ended, thank you for the super chat, whatever pain, suffering, struggle you're going through, the more we can let go of resistance, and it's not easy and you won't be able to achieve it all of the time, but the more we can go, okay, this is hard, but it's clearly meant to be. So when it went wrong with my house, I fell into it and said, I believe what's for you will come to you. There's a saying we have in England, what's for you won't go by you, all right? And I thought, is that the house for me? Yes, it is. Okay, well, we'll find a way around it. It'll come, all right? So we can hold that faith. But when it's clearly not going to happen, you go for a job, you don't get it, they've given it to somebody else, then it's saying, right, it wasn't meant for me. There'll be something better. This or something better is what I always say. This or something better. And let me just tell you briefly, I know this is personal to me, but it's relevant. This is evidence of what I'm trying to tell you and show you and teach you about this stuff, okay? When it all went wrong on my house, the outcome, 3 weeks of stress and anxiety, I know, a lot of paperwork, a lot of time and effort, but the outcome is I have got a better deal on the mortgage. I have got a lower interest rate, lower payments, and it's just a far better deal. There's no fees. The other one that I was having was £1,000 fees. There's free fees on this. Everything was a better deal. So the deal that I thought was great that fell away, and then I stepped into trust, the new deal came and it was better. This or something better is what you're asking the universe for. And I got something better. So if I look back at it, and I only found out a few hours ago, so I'm still in that relief energy. But if I give me another week and I'll look back at it and I'll go, that 3 weeks was really hard, but was it worth the improvement in my situation that the universe has brought me? Yes. Did they do it all by themselves as a blessing? No, they didn't. All right, now let me just hold that, because many of you, and I hear many tarot readers talking about this and spiritual teachers about the blessings the universe gives you. The universe gives you the vibration that you are on. All right, so those of you not getting blessings think the universe doesn't love me. It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with your own vibration. So my energy was totally focused on, I am ready for my own home and I deserve it and I'm going to make this happen. And I aligned everything with it, yeah? And so the universe works with me and has now brought that to me. It's a co-creation, matching my vibration. But as I said, when it went wrong, I felt into, am I 100% sure about this house? And I felt 95% sure. Okay, that 5%'s blocking it. I need to clear the 5%. Found out what it was. Didn't take me very long and cleared it. And now we're okay. But do you see what I mean? It's not about, you're brilliant. The universe gives you a reward. It's what's your vibration? So when things are going wrong, like Bosco there, his company's closed, his dad has passed on, and can we all send lots and lots of positive energy to him, please? Then this is letting go of the resistance. This shouldn't have happened. I wish it hadn't have happened. It's not fair. Victim, anger, all of it. If we just let go and go, it was meant to be. There's something better now. All right, can't get a better dad. He's gone. But it was his time and I need to let go and move on now. He's still in my heart and he's still in my energy and always will be. All right. Does that help? Hi, Tracy. Annabelle, thanks, Julie. Yes, that's brilliant. I think it's just a difference of opinion. Yeah, I'm just being a sensitive soul. As Virgos are very deep. Okay, glad all has gone well for you. As Virgos do love to worry. Yeah, we can't help it. We're like, if you cut a tree and you've got all those rings, it's with Virgo, you cut them down the middle and there'll be rings of anxiety. The worries have worry. We have to work hard at it. I have to work hard at not getting caught up in the overthinking and the worrying and, and it's, Winston, I am not doing readings, but can I help you clear a block? We can talk about blocks. I'm not doing individual stuff though, babe. This is a chat. I'm not working to clear people individually, but I'm happy to do more general stuff. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, hi, Holly. Yeah, the difference of opinions. We have to just allow people to have theirs. You know, I have very strong and certain opinions about the pandemic and lockdowns, and other people completely disagree with me, and that's okay. That's okay. It's allowed. Okay. All right. So Eileen is asking, how can I align myself with my life's purpose? I felt lost for a while. I've asked my angels, but I'm having a hard time picking up any signals. Okay, this is a really good question about life purpose. All right, so I hear this a lot. I hear many people ask me about what is my life purpose. I get it a lot when I'm doing private readings as one of the questions, what's my life purpose? Please know, and this is my opinion, please know your only life purpose is to know who you are. Okay? That's your only purpose, is to know who you are, that you are divine, that you are God, Goddess personified. The only job you have to do here is to expand and grow in love and light and joy. That's it. Period. We make it so complicated. What you're talking about is what is the perfect job for me. That is a very different question. If we refer to the first part, to know that you are love and joy and happiness and power and creator, and you can create anything, you then tune into that and say, so what brings me joy? And what jobs then align with that joy? Then that's the job that's right for me. And it's nothing to do with the money and the security and the pensions and the health benefits. There's nothing to do with that. We're looking at it backwards. All right. When you align yourself with my life purpose is to be happy. All right. So what makes me happy? All right. If I let go of the other stuff and focus on the happiness, and I choose that, saying I deserve happiness, I deserve to do a job that I love and brings me fulfillment and enrichment in multiple ways. When I'm aligned with that, then that's what I line up with, and that's what comes to me. And it may be that on the surface it was rubbish money, you know, but you see, when you're in the energy of joy and creation, the universe, you're in the flow of abundance. It'll come to you in other ways. It will come through the back door. It'll come in other ways. You know, how many times do you hear people saying, you know, you can't make proper money being an actor or a singer or a painter, and then, you know, some do, and they're squillionaires, and other people are really struggling. And they're really struggling because they have a belief saying, I can't make money doing this job that I love. Yeah, and this is back to the unlock your block stuff about money. It's like, you can absolutely make money doing what you love. And again, that's a vibrational match. If you match up with it, I'm in the flow of joy, and so the universe will bring me more things to be joyful about, and 10 grand in the bank would make me very joyful. Thank you very much. And so it comes. It's understanding this principle. And when you get it and you remove the blocks to, well, that's impossible and that won't work, then it aligns up and life gets easier and easier and easier. All right. Okay, let's see what else you're asking about. All right, so Eileen, I hope that helps in terms of your life's purpose. Tracy, so awesome to be able to catch you finally in a live chat on your birthday. Oh, happy birthday to Tracy Paleo. Hello, happy birthday. Okay. Holly, happy to hear about my house. Thank you, Holly. I told you, didn't I? I said I still feel that's the right house for me. It's happening. Okay. Marcello wants to know, please speak about how increase of sexual energy during ascension. I've noticed that right after or during some of the purging, transforming period, there is an increase. Yeah, see, sexual energy is very powerful, isn't it? I think I remember somewhere you go. But sexual energy is very powerful. It's passion, all right? It's driven from that second chakra, the sacral. And when we are expanding and when we're ascending, all right, all of our chakras are getting higher vibration. And so they are stretching up higher and bigger and wider. We're opening up more and more. Now, when we open up different chakras at different times, we can feel a little imbalanced, all right? What we want to imagine is all the 7 chakras. There's lots more, but the main 7 we need to worry about is the crown down to the base, or root chakra, depending which word you use. Those are the 7 key ones. And what we find is that we're expanding and growing different chakras at different times. And so we might, for example, work very hard on our security, which is the base chakra, the root chakra. The sense of grounding, security, stability, that's all base chakra stuff, and we can get that really, really strong and really, really firm. But we haven't done any energy work at all on our sacral, which is our sexual center and our creative center. So that is out of balance. All right. So we might work on the solar plexus, all about our trust and our confidence and our power, but we haven't really opened the heart yet. So then what you have is a lot of power without the heart love with it. Now, power without love can come across as quite domineering and quite intimidating, but when we have power with love, it's a beautiful thing. So what we want to try and do is recognize all 7 of our chakras and try to get them lined up. All right. If you imagine them, this is the way I kind of teach it. Imagine that you've got a tube going right down the middle of your crown to your base. Okay. Hollow tube, and your 7 chakras should be in the tube, and each one should be the same size, touching the sides of the tube. All right. So what you want to, when you visualize, if those who meditate, when you visualize, just kind of go into them and go, right, well, that one's way bigger, that one's too small, and that one's like a tiny, tiny pinprick. I need to work on that one. You want to get them all lined up equally. And then you visualize the shape of them. So they should be flat, horizontal, like a disc, and it should be spinning. Okay, and it should be spinning really flat. So if you think, you know those spinny tops that you push the thing down and they spin round, the kids play with, okay? If it's on a flat surface and you push it down, it'll sit there spinning for ages. But if it's not quite straight, it'll go shooting off across the room at an angle, yeah? Our chakras are a little bit like the same. So if it's flat and it's spinning that, let's say it's the base chakra and it's spinning red all across your hips and all across your lower area, and it's spinning beautifully and it's horizontal, you feel very balanced. But if it's slightly off, right, you feel off, all right, and you just can't understand why you don't quite feel centered. So when you're doing chakra work, imagine that, visualize your chakra, all right, and then just imagine like a disc. It shouldn't be like a sphere, it should be like a disc, flat. And is it spinning perfectly flat? And is that color that's coming around equal, balanced? All right. And you can use the word balance. It's got a very beautiful vibration, and your body recognizes it, your chakras recognize it. When you use the word balance in a very firm way, you are commanding your body to come into balance. So any chakras that are out will right themselves if they can. Right? Sometimes you might need some external healing, Reiki, whatever, to be able to do that. Okay, so I hope that helps. What is the best, to control it or let it flow? Yeah, we don't want to control anything, but we want to manage. Yeah, so you're asking there, Marcello, about the sexual energy. Do we want to try and control it, let it flow? If it's out of control, then, you know, we can be making inappropriate sexual gestures and all sorts of things, which is not going to serve us at all. And equally, if it's closed, that's not serving us either. So if it's going a little bit berserk, we don't want to control it, we want to manage it. All right, very different energy in those two words. And saying, okay, my energy is, it's like it's suddenly exploded. So a little bit like a volcano, maybe I need to let it just blow for a minute. All right, but let's do it in a safe way, in a safe environment. Let it blow and then bring it down into a settled energy. All right, and it might be a little bit turbulent for a while it's kind of finding its feet, finding its power, finding its passion. So you're not controlling it, but you're working it so that all of your chakras are not too open and not too closed. All right, when our chakras are too open, the energy is just flying everywhere, and when it's too closed, Well, we know what that is. Everything is very slow and sluggish and not very good. Okay. Annabelle, I got so despondent yesterday. I was out walking my pug and I just raised my hands up to heaven and screamed, please, if anyone is listening, help me. I can't do this on my own. I had to let it out. Okay. That is a wonderful thing to do, is to have a good scream and let it out. Be careful who's around. We don't want somebody ringing the police saying somebody's being murdered. I have a scream every now and again. I'm blessed to live currently in a detached house, but when I move in, I'll have a neighbour on the other side of the wall. I need to be a bit more careful. All right, but when you scream, and you can scream into a pillow, you can scream into your hands, you can go to the top of a mountain where there's nobody around and scream the place down. It's a really good energy release of frustration and all the rest of it. Get it out, because you can't reset while you're full of all that angst. All right, we've got to get it out first, then we can reset. So I just want to pick up on your wording, okay? Words are so important, okay? So you're saying please. I want to hold that word, come back to that in a minute. Please, not a great word, okay? I'll explain why in a minute. And then you've got, if anyone is listening, help me. I can't do this on my own, all right? Now the help me, I can't do this on my own, that's fine, tick, all right? No problem with that, help me. But instead of saying please, which is disempowered and begging, please, please, just imagine you're on your knees. This is old church stuff when we, humble me, get on your knees before God and beg. No, that's not the way the universe works. It's disempowering and no, okay. So instead of saying, please, bring me something, in other words, help in this case, which is begging, you are disempowering yourself, you're putting yourself in victim energy, and you're not aligned with help coming your way. You're aligned with struggle. Does this make sense? Okay. So instead, you say, thank you for bringing me the help I need to get me through this situation, which I'm finding really difficult, I'm struggling with, and thank you for helping me with this. Thank you for giving me the strength, the courage, the motivation, the determination. Thank you for giving me everything I need to get through this, because I know that you are. Now, that's a very different energy. It's empowering, right? It's gratitude, and an attitude of gratitude brings you more things to be grateful for. The key, though, is the power, all right? So when I say thank you so much for all the help you're giving me to resolve this situation, I am co-creating there, all right? I am bringing that to me with the universe. I'm not saying victim me, you fix me, you bring me the help I need because I can't do it. Do you see the difference in the energy, guys? Okay? And this isn't a criticism, this is me trying to guide you to get the law of attraction to work with you, for you, much better than it has been. So just the wording makes such a difference. So instead of please, which is a begging energy, say thank you, which is a receiving energy. Okay, thank you for bringing me what I need. Okay, now when I'm really trying to manifest, I will use the I am presence. So I am, whatever you say after I am, you're in your godhood commanding, not begging, commanding. Okay, like the Alibaba, like the genie in the lamp. I am the genie. Okay, I am so very grateful that you are bringing me all the help I need right now. All right, now that's a command to the universe to help me. That's not a begging, please, if you've got time, if you're not too busy, humble me. This is me in my godhood, my God force, all right, which is the God within me and also the God around me I'm tapping into. I am so very grateful and thankful for the help you're giving me right now, all right? Very different energy, and that's what works, okay? See if that makes any difference, okay? Right, Winston, let's have a look at this block with school. Any blocks, right? So I'm not going to go specific into your block with school, but it's blocks, all right? So any blocks, we need to find, first of all, what the block is, right? Now, how do we find what the block is? Give me an example. So your block with school, what is the issue? First of all, what is the issue? Okay, then what is the block that is creating this issue? The block is within me. So am I frightened that I'm going to fail this schooling? Am I frightened that other people are going to judge me and put me down? Am I frightened that it's too expensive and I can't afford it? You know, I don't know what the issue is. You've got an issue with school. So first of all, you're going to ask yourself, what is my issue? Then you're going to identify what is the block that is creating this. And you're going to write them down. I find writing down so much easier with a pen. I mean, I type fast. But I find that when I'm trying to get to the solution of a problem, handwriting with a pen and a piece of paper helps the understanding come more. So I did it with my house issue a few weeks ago. I wrote down what is the issue. I've just lost my mortgage. Can't buy a house without a mortgage. Okay, what is the block to it? So I started writing down, am I frightened of that level of commitment? Am I frightened I can't afford it? Am I frightened I'm going to lose it? Am I frightened of leaving my door? And that's when I found it, right? Because I'm moving 150 miles away, 180 miles away from my daughter and grandson. That's where it was like, ooh, I felt that one. So I'm writing them down and I feel into the answers. Okay, am I frightened of the mortgage? No, that feels okay. Am I frightened to lose the house? No, that feels okay. Am I frightened of this? No. Am I worried about leaving my daughter and my grandson? Oh, yes. Okay, there's your block. All right, clear that. And I had to sit with it and go, does she need me? No, she's told me to go. She's told me she's fine. Go up there. You know, has she got support here? Yeah. And I went through all of the reasons to stop being concerned about it until it felt neutral. Neutral is where you want to get to when you're clearing a block. It's not that you're trying to get from a really negative to really positive. Just get from the negative to neutral, where it feels, don't care either way. It feels fine. Okay. Then you get there, you cleared the block. So that's how you clear all blocks. And I'm sure most of you will have seen my videos on Unlock Your Block. And I know many of you have bought the program. I think it's the last day. Last day is of half price is Sunday, and Monday is the 1st of March, and it's going up to the proper price of $19.99. But they've been very helpful and helped a lot of people. Okay. Magdalena Prill, hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tracy Paleo, hello. Thank you so much for all your guidance. It's turned my life around so positively. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. I love to hear positive feedback. Partly for me, I love to receive, thank you very much, but part mainly for you guys, that what I do makes a difference, and it does. I know it does with my clients, my therapy clients, as well as the readings I do, so happy to help, thank you. Annabelle, excuse me, hold on. Okay, I just scrolled down and it jumped a million, so I just need to find where I was. Okay. I found it. Annabelle, thanks for sharing your personal story. It's uplifting to hear that after anxiety came a good gift for you for having faith and showing us faith. You're very welcome. But yeah, as I said, you know, am I, even as a sort of spiritual teacher and all the rest of it, I'm not a guru and I'm not God, I'm human. And I've had some serious days where I didn't want to get out of bed. And, you know, days where I just thought, oh, you know, yeah. But mostly, I think I've handled it really well. Okay. Melissa, absolutely. Lots of positive vibes this way. He will be great. Thank you, Melissa, for sending that love to Bosco. Winston, okay, so I'm okay and managing and will continue. I'm not doing readings, so I don't know if you're okay and managing and will continue. The question is around general spirituality, okay? But Winston, I am doing readings tomorrow, where I will answer personal questions, get the cards out, tune into it. That takes about 10, 20, 30, 40%, no, 40, okay, I'm just telling you, right, 48% more energy for me to do readings than it does for me to just talk to you, okay? So even though I'm tuned in and I'm answering questions, I don't have to concentrate as much, I don't have to have that connection as strong to my team when I'm just talking to you, all right? So because I've set up 3 lives for this weekend, 1 chat, which is now, and then 2 readings for tomorrow, and then Sunday rest. Okay. Melissa, hi. How do you manifest with the moon cycle? Okay, lovely question. All right, so we've got 2 moon cycles that we want to work with. the new moon and the full moon. All right. So the new moon's generally around the middle of the month and the full moon's generally around the end of the month, although that does shift. Okay. But as a rule, generally. All right. So new moon is what it says on the tin. This is about bringing in new energy. So this is the time you want to manifest something new. You want to meditate, if you can, outside, depending on the weather, under the moon, all right, of an evening. But you don't have to. But it's basically to bring your attention, right, where your focus goes, the energy goes. So bring your attention into, right, it's the new moon in a couple of days. What do I want to bring in new to my life? And that brings your attention into law of attraction, because you are immediately now setting yourself up for what you want to manifest. So you're thinking, oh, I want to manifest some more money, some more love, some more friendship, whatever it is. And then you just release that. Now you're on a path, a trajectory towards that, because you focused on it. So the new moon is new, and the full moon is, what do you want to get rid of? What do you want to release? What do you want to complete? All right. Full moons are about completions and closure. Yeah. So tomorrow is the full moon in the UK. Virgo full moon, and I'm a Virgo sun. I'm feeling this moon particularly strongly. But when it's in your own sign, it has got 10 times the power. All right. So what do I want to close out with this full moon? I want to close out this house and this life with gratitude. Thank you for having me. I've loved being in Cornwall for best part of 20 years. It's time for me to go home to the motherland where I was born and be where the bulk of my family is. And so I am ready to close that down. Full moon is closure, completion. All right. So what will I manifest and meditate on? I will be meditating tomorrow on what lessons have I learned in the 20 years of being here. This is a huge cycle. I keep getting the world card when I'm doing readings for myself and for others. This is a big energy of what's closing out. For me, 20 years. I moved down here in 2000. I'm Welsh, and I moved to England, Cornwall, 20 years ago. I've dipped around the place since, but predominantly I've been here for most of that time. So I will be saying to myself, this is the last full moon I'm probably going to have here. I'm unlikely to still be here for the next full moon at the end of March. I feel I'm going on the third week of March, but we'll see. Solicitor's going, don't give notice yet. They always say that. If this is my last one here and it's in my sign, I want to use it to say, what's been closed out? What have I learned? What needs to go that I'm hanging on to? Anything else that I need to release before I go into this brand new life? So I work with those cycles, okay? If it was an ordinary month, obviously this is big for me at the moment, moving house and buying a home and becoming a homeowner and all of that grown-up stuff. If it was an ordinary month, I may be at the end of the month with the full moon, be looking at anything from the last, we go cycles from the last full moon to this full moon, what needs to go, what's complete now, tick off, thank you very much. All right. So that's the way that I work with them and meditate on them and enjoy them. Okay, I love on a full moon to sit outside under a full moon. I also use a full moon to recharge. Okay, when we're recharging crystals and ourselves, the moon is so much gentle power. The sun is our life giver, but the moon, it balances our emotions and brings us into harmony. So I hope that helps. Okay, let's have a look. Blessed, hello there. In your monthly reading videos, you talk about signs for moon, sun and rising. Can you explain the difference, please? Good question. Thank you for the question. Okay, so your sun sign will be the month you were born, the day you were born. Okay, so I was born in September and I am a Virgo sun. Okay, so what you would say is your normal star sign is your sun sign. That's the where the sun was when you were born. So when I was born in September, the sun was in Virgo. So I'm a Virgo. Okay, now the sun is, your sun sign is, people think it's your main sign. It's actually not, all right? It's predominantly the way, well, I'm not an astrologer and I know my limitations, all right? But it's a very different energy with your sun to your rising. The way I understand it is the sun is basically the way other people see you and the basic personality characteristic traits that you have. And then your rising is your deeper self, your deeper view of the world comes from your rising. So what is your rising? It's also called the ascendant, and it's what planet was ascending over you when you were born, okay? And it's to do with the time. So you cannot know your rising and your moon unless you know what time you were born and where you were born. And it's the time that becomes an issue for people. Most people know where they were born, all right? Unless you were adopted and you've got no background. For the rest of us, when I asked my parents, they know where I was born. They've got no clue what time. Oh, after lunch, I think. Well, what time's lunch? Oh, I don't know. Between 12 and 2. All right, well, was it before tea? What time's tea? About 5. Okay, so we've narrowed it down. And in the end, I just had to meditate on it and I got 1:42. So that's what I trust. Okay, so, but most people don't know what time they're born and so therefore they don't know their rising. Now, when you're doing an astrological birth chart, they say if you don't know, just put 12 noon. But it won't give you an accurate rising sign, all right? So because I've got an idea that's around about 1:45 in the afternoon, that makes me a Scorpio rising. And the way that my personality is very much Virgo. I am so typical Virgo. I cannot be late. I'm really fussy. I'm over anxious. I'm a worrier. I'm a perfectionist. I need my home and environment to be just so and balanced and perfect. And all of those things. I'm a nurturer, I'm a giver, all of those Virgo things. Tick, 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 tick. I've got, I think, 7 planets in Virgo. So I'm really strong Virgo. But Scorpio rising, yeah, I've got a nasty sting in my tail. I've learned to control it over the years. Very deep, very complex, very complicated, and lots of Scorpio rising traits. And then your moon is your emotional self, okay? So where your moon is will talk to how you respond emotionally, all right? So for example, my moon is in Gemini. Gemini is the communicator, the talker. When I found that, I'm like, oh, makes sense now. When I'm in a relationship, whoever it is, whether it's my children or friends or a partner, I've got to talk about my feelings. I can't not talk about my feelings. It is impossible for me to not talk about my feelings. All right. You'll have that as well if your moon is in Virgo, because Virgo is also Mercury led, which is the communicator, as is Gemini. So you can find out all of this in Google, by the way. You can Google, what is my rising? What does it mean? What's the difference between your sun and your rising? Rising and ascendant is the same thing, okay? And your Venus is the way you communicate with love, the way you see love, the way you respond with love, okay? And so depending where your Venus is, can make your love life easy or difficult. So my Venus is in Virgo, which according to the astrologer I saw is about the worst place it could be. I'm like, okay, why? Virgo's the puritanical, so love for you has got to be pure and it's got to be perfect, and it's like, okay, that's why I'm single. Okay, so it's a challenge. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It just makes it more difficult. All right. Whereas if your Venus was in Gemini, the lovers, you're good to go. All right. So we've all got different challenges. Nobody's chart is perfect. There's a perfectly charmed life there, and nobody has that. Okay. All right. Let's see some more of your questions because we come in already. Gosh, 10 to 7. Okay. Annabelle, that was so powerful. No, you are so simple. Thank you. You're welcome. Michelle Smith, I'm not very good at meditation, so can you share some other good ways to raise your vibration? Absolutely. Okay. So let me just get some water. First of all, it's understanding what meditation is, all right? So you may have a concept that meditation is sitting on a bench in a cross-legged position going and holding that and keeping your mind completely clear for like at least 10 minutes. Not true, okay? That is a form of meditation. But anything where you can allow your mind to just be quiet is meditation. All right, you know, when we daydream, when we drift off, what were you thinking? No clue. I can't remember what I was thinking. You were in a meditative state, okay? So let's first of all take the pressure off. I can't do it, it's too hard. Let's take the pressure off. When you drive to work, do you remember every single traffic light you went through and every roundabout you went over and every left and right turn? No? What were you thinking? I don't know. You were in a meditative state. Okay, so meditation just literally means altered state of consciousness. So we can all do it, all right? But what you're talking about is being able to keep your mind on one thing and not have, I've got to get the dishes and get some milk and I need to do this and I need to do that, the mind interfering. One of the easiest ways then is to listen to a guided meditation. So there's quite a few on my website that you can buy, and I think they're about £2 or £3. There's lots of free ones on YouTube. There's lots of really good free meditations. Guided meditation means I am guiding you into a visual journey. That enables you, by listening to me, to shut your own mind off and just focus. That's helpful. But if you're not doing any of that and you just want to know how I can raise my vibration without that, which is your question, I'm getting round to it in the end. I should be a politician. I go off on a tangent, don't I? All right, so there are some lovely things that you can do. Raising your vibration is about literally visualizing or feeling into, am I in a good space or a bad space or somewhere in between? All right. And I tend to use a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being fabulous and 0 being crap. How do I feel today? Let's say I feel a 5. How can I get it up to a 6 or a 7? How can I make myself feel better, which will immediately raise my vibration? My mood and my vibration correlate exactly. So if I'm in a bad mood, I've got a low vibration. If I'm in a good mood, I've got a high vibration, all right? So what can I do to put myself in a good mood? Will immediately put me in a high vibration, okay? So I can listen to happy music. I can talk to a loving, happy friend. I can go and watch a comedy and something that's going to make me laugh and forget about my worries. I can go for a walk in nature, and connecting in with nature and the trees always makes me feel like, because I'm an earth sign. But equally, I'm a Scorpio rising. I need water. All right. I live next door to the water. I will miss that when I go. But apparently there's a river not far away and there's a river walk. That'll do. That's where I shall go. Being near water enables me to come into a stillness. And that means that my vibration raises. The other things that you can do are earth, air, fire and water. These all help the vibration to cleanse and therefore raise. So earth, air, fire and water, what do I mean by that? If you can get near water and get out on the earth, that will help, all right? But you know this stuff, all of you, right? How do you feel when you're sitting next to a log fire? Oh, it's lovely, all right? It's fire, okay? Candles, fire, lovely, all right? These are all, fire burns away negativity, therefore raises the vibration. Water allows the flow of any negativity to go out, all right? So if you can get out to it, great. If you can't, simple things you can do. In your home, apartment, no matter how small it is, a vase of flowers is going to give you water in the room. If you can afford a little water feature, moving water is even better, but it doesn't have to be. Vase of flowers will do, jug of water will do. Okay, so there's your water. Your fire is your candles or your fire if you've got one. And by the by, I often have on I've got a huge telly. I'm very blessed. I've got a 55-inch telly, and I've got YouTube. It's a smart telly. I've got YouTube on there, and on YouTube there are dozens of live log fire scenes, right? And I've got several on my like list, and I bring them up, and it's in my lounge because I don't have an open fire. I don't have a log fire, so I've got my telly as a fire in my lounge. And it's got flickering, crackling logs, and it just makes me feel, okay? And I've usually got candles lit as well. So there's your fire. Earth, bring plants in, all right? They're in earth, okay? You've got plants in the room, you've got earth. It's grounded. And air. Open a window a little bit, just have a flow of air. All of those things will raise the vibration. You can also use things like, I use Nag Champa, which is a incense, and it's, I think, the highest vibration incense. It's in a blue box, Nag Champa. Okay, I use that, and that raises the vibration. I've had a lot going over the last 3 weeks. I'll tend to put it in one end of the house and leave the doors open, and then put another one the other end of the house and let it drift through. So incense is another way you can raise the vibration. And you can also use, which I occasionally use, not very often these days, but a smudging stick. So, which you light a smudging stick and you use the smoke to cleanse. And again, it's the intention. I am cleansing the energy. You can also, and this is something I also do, is I ask my angels to bless the house and fill it with light and love and angelic healing energy. And I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I will also fill it with Reiki. So lots of different ways that you can raise your vibration. Prevention is better than cure. So it's also about looking at what lowers your vibration and can I avoid it? And we can't always, sometimes we've got to go and do a job we don't want to do. Sometimes we've got to be around people that are really miserable and negative. But then I use protection. So I will protect my energy so that if I'm around negative people, their negativity can't infiltrate me. Again, it's the intention. And again, there's a load of stuff on my website about how to protect your energy and ground and all the rest of it. So I protect myself if I'm going into a negative space. And then when I come home, I cleanse my energy, or I get under the shower and physically cleanse. If I've been around particularly negative people, I will literally get in the bath or the shower and wash it off. Okay. And I use crystals as well. Crystals are very high vibration. So this one, for example, is a Lemurian quartz crystal. This little crystal, I've got one this big that isn't Lemurian, and this has got more power than that big one. All right, I have this on my desk because I hold it when I'm doing my healing sessions and hypnotherapy and therapy sessions with my clients. I hold this and I'm channeling the energy. It's giving me extra energy and it's very powerful. And I also have this, which is a smoky quartz formed in the shape of an angel, obviously. This is for strength and power. Because my job can be a little bit challenging sometimes because I'm helping some quite hurt people. So I'm helping hurt people, so there's a lot of pain. So that's there to give me the strength to be able to give them what they need. Does that make sense? All these ways you can raise your vibration. All right. So we are coming out of time, so I'm just going to skim through your questions. Eileen, thank you. You're welcome. Bernadette, hello there. My entire life was to be a caregiver and motivate. My choice, but it's my time and I don't know how to motivate myself. How do you finally start at 63? You're never too old, my petal. Never too old, all right? So how do you start? Start with permission. Permission is really important. And by permission, it sounds ridiculous. Have you given yourself permission to put you first? Because we have a very strong program subconsciously to put everybody else first and put us at the back of the queue. And that actually is not the way it works spiritually. It's the opposite. When you fill your own well and your own cup to the point where it overflows, it's that bit that's overflowing that you give to others. And when you keep filling your own cup, you keep having plenty to give to others. So give yourself permission, okay? And go and watch some YouTube videos on self-love, self-care, self-prioritization. All of those, when you put the energy into you, loving you, caring for you, that will generate your motivation. Okay, I hope that helps. Narelle, hello there. How can I tap more into my intuition without being distracted or overexcited about a situation or decision? Really good question. I struggle with that, so do a lot of people, all right? Our own desires, our own feelings will get in the way. Whether they're positive or negative, our own desires get in the way. So we've got to get to a neutral point. I want it, I don't want it. Get to a neutral point. Meditation is the fastest way to do that. Other ways, how you can tap into your intuition without being distracted. Writing it down, just asking my angels what's the best way for you. Hang on, I've got it a bit hot. Let me just take this off. How else, please? Write it down. All right, write it down. So what was the question? How can I tap? Right, so not how can I tap into my intuition? What's the question you're asking your inner guidance? So you write it down, write the question down as if you're having a conversation with you and you, right? There's inner you and outer you, and you're talking to inner you, and you're talking to your soul and your higher self and your inner guidance system, which is like your internal sat-nav. Okay, that is guiding you, and you bringing in your angelic team, your spiritual team, your God force, and you're saying, right, and as you writing it down and focus, you are focusing the mind, and those distractions will fall away. All right. Okie dokie, I hope that helps. Cherry, hello. House of Cards. I was just reading you and it's just jumped. Where's it gone? There it is. Hello. Melissa's asking, what's my ritual to manifest with the moon cycles? Some months I don't do it. I don't feel I need to. Other times I can kind of feel a build up if there's something I need. What do I need? And then I'll write it down usually. I need to focus on this and I need more of that. And then I will make a note of when the new moon is, and I will make a note that day to sit and manifest the things I want to manifest. And I just meditate, and I literally, sometimes it can be 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out thing. You know, this is where I work. This is my desk, and this is where it's surrounded with crystals and candles and cards and angels and lovely things. And I sit here and I will just focus on, oh yeah, I wanted to manifest a new home. Okay, let's just focus on that. I am ready, I am willing, I am deserving, I am able. Thank you for bringing me this. And I'll just go and do that for about 2 minutes. And then I'll say thank you, and then I'll get back to work. All right, so don't overcomplicate it. You know, one of my favourite people is Esther Hicks, all right, when Abraham Hicks. You know, I've been listening to her for over 10 years, and it's just to understand the way that real, true spirituality is incredibly simple, and we overcomplicate it, and we don't need to. All right, you don't need to do meditation this way or that way, or sit in a certain position, or do this or do that. We're love, we are love, and we are light, and we are God, Goddess, all that is personified. We are the co-creator with the universe. We are one. We are all one with each other and with ourselves. And we are master manifestors. What I desire, I don't need to do big rituals. I just need to focus my mind and say, this is what I desire. And look if I've got any blocks in the way and clear them, and then say thank you very much and let go. Move on, go to work. Next, okay, don't overcomplicate it. Because when we overcomplicate it, we then get frightened. I'll fail, I won't be any good at it, I won't be able to do it. All right, so don't overcomplicate it. All right, we're born spiritual, we die spiritual, we are spiritual. We don't need to learn this stuff. We just need to remember. We already know it. Okay? All right. It makes sense to you, Annabelle. Good. I do think the word please could be a bit of victim mode. Yes, it can. Yeah. It's polite. Can I borrow a pencil, please? That's part of polite society to say please. But when we're talking to the universe, they're not polite society. And the universe wants us. What did I say to you an hour ago? Must be nearly, when I said your purpose is to know who you are. All right. So be in your power, not in your begging victim. Don't need to be. Okay. Winston's saying, Pavla, you're welcome. Winston's saying, control versus manage. My darling husband always made this distinction. Good. Okay. Maya, hello there. You're welcome. You're welcome, Winston. Annabelle, I sometimes find that I get completely overwhelmed, but just small, simple things. I then tell myself off for not coping calmly. Okay, so don't tell yourself off, all right? Imagine that the way you speak with yourself, oh, what's the matter with me? Why I shouldn't have done that, right? Would you speak that way to your best friend who was struggling? No, I wouldn't. If I saw my best friend struggling, I wouldn't be going, what's the matter with you? Pull yourself together. I'd be saying, you're all right, sweetheart. Is there anything I can do to help? Is there any support I can give you that will help you? What do you need from me? I'm here. I'm listening. That's the way I am with my best friend. That's the way I will be with my children. And yet, why am I not like that with myself? All right? Everything starts with you. So the easiest way forward is to say to yourself, from this moment forward, and make this a contract. From this moment forward, I am my own new best friend. All right, I am. Using the I am presence, you're making it a command, not a request. I am my own best friend. And I am therefore going to treat myself like I would my best friend. Okay? And you'll find that everything shifts. Okay. Sandro, hello there. The full moon affects Virgo position on the original chart wheel or the house 6. Appreciated. You're welcome. I am not an astrologer though. There are proper astrologers out there. I know a little bit about astrology and a little bit about numerology. I know a lot about the law of attraction and energy. And I know a hell of a lot about the subconscious because I'm a hypnotherapist, senior qualified with 20 years. Have I been doing it 20 years? Yes, 20 years. Oh, okay, I am that old. Christine Dingley Venture Reality Partners, hello there. You're very welcome. Nice to see you again. Tyler, you're welcome. You love my angel. How special and powerful it is. Absolutely stunning. I bought this in her, I always call it. I bought her in 2011 when I was living in Royston in Hertfordshire. Beautiful crystal angel shop, spiritual shop there. And I saw it in the window and I'm like, oh my God, I've got to have that. And at the time I was quite poor. And this was £110, which was a huge amount of money for me at that time. But my angel said, that's for you, go and get it. I could probably come up with a tenner. You're having a laugh. But I went in because my angels told me to. And this is where I trust, all right? She said, go and ask the lady. Okay. So I went up to the counter and I said, do you own the shop? And she said, yes. And I said, I'm really guided to that angel. I really want it, but I absolutely haven't got £110. Could I pay you weekly? You keep it till I finish paying for it, but could you put it by for me and I'll just come in and pay what I can when I can? And she said, yep, that's fine. So that's what we did. It took me about 3 or 4 months, I think, to pay it all off before I could take it home. So yeah. Brenda, hello there. Ashley, hello. Kathy, oh thank you, saying about my angel. And Winston, very good about the vibration. Vibration is everything, you know. Life happens, you know, we have ups and downs and curved balls and all the rest of it. It's how do we manage it? And so don't beat yourself up. Stop telling yourself off and criticizing yourself. Treat yourself like your own best friend. Work with the universe for guidance and strength. Thank them for what they're giving you. Don't beg. Know that you're the creator. Use the I am presence and understand that everything around you is a reflection of some part of you, and usually your relationship with yourself. So it's not about how you are with others, it's how you are with yourself. Okay, alrighty. Medical intuition. I'm not familiar. Maya is asking, am I familiar with medical intuition? I don't know what that is formally, so I would say no. But in terms of the way I work as a psychic clairvoyant, and I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I'm a qualified hypnotherapist and counsellor, I combine them all when I do a session, and that includes me being able to look into somebody's body and look at their medical situation, and that happens a lot when I'm doing, there's a session I've got called Ultimate Freedom. It happens sometimes with hypnotherapy as well. So I can be working with a client and I'll be like, right, your lower back, we've got this, and your disc is knackered. And sometimes I will do psychic surgery with a person intuitively. I'm just saying, well, I'm removing this or I'm removing that, and I'm shifting that and shifting that. Other times I'll give them a prescription in terms of you need to get more this food, that food, you need to stay away from that food, and you need to get this supplement and that supplement, and that you need to see a doctor about that, and you need to scan for that. So I am very, very blessed the way I can help people, because I have that clairvoyant insight into their medical situation, their physical body, and also emotionally, psychologically and energetically. That's what I do for a living when I'm not doing readings for you on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, smoky quartz is very grounding. Patricia, hi. Can't get out of this property, being a Virgo, need to go. Can you see a move? I'm not doing readings, sweetheart, sorry, and I'm just about to close it down. Donna Spanier, hello, sweetheart. All right, so this was going to be an hour. We've done an hour and a quarter. I'm tired now. I'm going to go and have something to eat and a drink. I've got a bottle of champagne in the fridge that has been sat there for some weeks waiting for that cork to be popped once I knew everything was going through. So I'm going to open that tonight and have myself a little celebration. So thank you very much for being with me. I love talking to you live. I really enjoy it. I don't know when the next one's going to be because I'm not quite sure when I'm moving, but I will do some more and I will post it on my page to let you know when. Tomorrow there's 2 live shows which are for readings, which is by Super Chat, which is basically, I'm sorry, but you have to pay for me to do that work because it's tiring. And I do lots of free stuff. But I will enjoy my champagne. Thank you very much. I've thoroughly enjoyed your company. Thank you. And I hope that some of my knowledge and opinions has helped you in some small way. All right. Have an amazing night. I might see some of you tomorrow. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.